Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Nebraska Streetwear. So now I'm gonna do a month in review for September, and I know it's October 3rd, so it's a little bit late, but the reason why I'm doing it now is because I'm just getting over being sick the past week. I had a really rough sickness as we're entering flu season because it's now officially fall, and it was just horrible. I had nausea, headaches, muscle aches, cough, everything. So I was just in bed. And that was a lesson in of itself. During that week while I was sick, it was also the drop week, which means there's tons of prep work to do. I have to take photos. I have to pick up and fold the inventory that's coming in and count it, put it into the system, take out any rejects and stuff like that, make sure that I have the exact inventory so that there is no problems with customers purchasing something but it's not there. And when I'm sick, obviously I can't stay on top of all that stuff 100%. And then there's a whole other list of stuff that I have to do during that week to get prepared for that. And I was sick during that week. So that was just brutal. There was a day here where I was like fully sick, but I had to be here in order to finish that process of getting ready for the drop. And I just barely made it through that day. I remember as soon as I made the drop go live, I like went home and just passed out. And the other thing that sucked too was that usually on drop days, I like to fulfill orders on the spot like that and get them sent out the same day. I think that's a really good practice in and of itself, especially because on drop days, you're going to have a lot of new customers. So when they order something and then they're literally getting their order shipped out within the hour, it's like the coolest thing ever, I think. So I wasn't able to do that for a lot of the orders, but I did get them sent out the next day, I guess, which is fine. But I try to maintain good quality of customer service and standards. But like I said, when you're sick, obviously you can't do much. So that was like a lesson for me. And I think the biggest thing that I learned from that is you want to stay like 2 or 3 steps ahead all the time, whatever you're doing. And I'm going to try my best to do that from now on. The reason why is because when stuff like that happens, whether it's your sickness, family emergency, you have to go somewhere, you have to do something right away, then you need to be ready to kind of handle that and have some wiggle room. It's kind of like, not really, I don't give relationship advice, but if you want a good piece of advice, it's kind of like having a brownie point account with your significant other. Um, Always be doing stuff that shows that you care and appreciate them, and put that in your brownie points bank, right? Because when there might be a time where you can't do that when you're super busy, your significant other, they know that you appreciate and love them and that you're not ignoring them and that you're not choosing something else over them. You're just really busy during that time. Plus, you should do that regardless, right? But I generally like that concept, and I think that is something I'm going to apply to my business from now on, is to stay more ahead than what I have been. Sometimes I am behind on stuff. Inevitably, that happens in business all the time. Sometimes I'm on top of things, but really the goal should be to be ahead of stuff, a couple of steps ahead. And that's in anything, that's always like a plus, and that's going to serve you well. Like, there's that common phrase, like a couple steps ahead of the competition in business. And being ahead of yourself is also something that you can apply to yourself. So that's kind of what happened at the end of the month. But towards the beginning of September, basically what I was doing was I was almost taking a vacation for myself, and I'll explain what that means. I was just focusing so much on building a bunch of things that I wanted to do in the office to improve. So I focused a little bit less on designing, on other management and systems I normally do day to day in the office. So a lot of times I would just be out of here. I'd be at home cutting wood, cutting pipe, making the table and carts and all that kind of stuff, because I revamped my table setup and all that stuff. And that was fun for me because I really like doing that stuff. So I was doing that, and you can watch a video about that. I made tons of tons of little tiny improvements all over the office. I was focusing on that. There was just so many things that I didn't quite finish and needed to be tweaked. There was some things that need to be fixed that you guys don't see, and it was kind of piling up over time because I didn't get to it. Some of them are really minor things, but I just like to stay on top of that kind of stuff. So I took the whole month and I was just doing so many things. I bought a bunch of new stuff, and that's also kind of a point I had to make. So we are in officially the last quarter of the year. And what I like to do during this last quarter is I like to look at everything, see what I need to review, like some financial things, and basically start spending more money reinvesting back into the business. So what I mean by that is just upgrading lots of stuff. Maybe for some of you, you might want to buy some new piece of equipment, a new piece of a camera lens, a new computer, whatever you need. For me, I was obviously building all the tables, chairs, and carts and everything like that. And I bought like a new floor mat, which I really like, some tools, other stuff. And then I really want to get a larger piece of equipment before the year is over, but that just takes a little bit more research and planning before I do that. I won't say exactly what that is, but hopefully that works out because that'd be really, really helpful for the business. And another part of reinvesting is into inventory. So throughout this summer, I've been a little bit leaner on the drops and inventory in general. I've been mostly having just like t-shirts and stuff like that. And now I'm getting a little bit more into hoodies and stuff like that because it's getting colder. But I'm also slightly upping the inventory slowly as we get to Black Friday because we have this October and then November. So basically I'm going to have 2 drops. One of them is going to be part of Black Friday. But I'm getting ready for that, and that's going to require a lot more money because I kind of put my foot on the gas when it comes to getting more inventory. And that is something that you guys should be prepared for as well with your clothing brand. If it's going well and people are purchasing stuff and your audience is growing, cater to that. If you want to be part of Black Friday, you're going to have to probably get a little bit more inventory ready and let your customers know like a week in advance when you're doing that. But that will also be a whole nother video I'll make about Black Friday. And another thing that was kind of fun this month in September was I released a new design. I always like to make new designs. Some months I only like re-release older items or items that are pretty new but like in a new colorway. But I did make a really cool new design, and I will make a video about that design because it's interesting and hopefully it'll give you guys some inspiration for your own clothing brand and your own designs. Oh, and then one thing that was kind of cool was in the summer I had a really popular t-shirt that came out, but I didn't make a hoodie version of it, and I did that on purpose because, well, one, it was summer, but I wanted to re-release that design in a new color and in a hoodie version for fall because some people missed out on the first chance to get it, but now they have a second chance to get it. And now it's also in a hoodie version for fall, which means that people that didn't get it the first time, they can get the hoodie, and people that did get it the first time, they could still get a hoodie if they really like it, and now they can wear it as an like a colder season piece, like outer garment, which I think is pretty cool. So that's a tip for you guys as well. If you are, making clothing and stuff like that, try to re-release or release, something cool like that during the autumn season, like a hoodie or a jacket, and it'll probably be really popular with your audience. Let's see. Oh, had the reject bin sale. So once a year I do that. I have a video about that. It's just items that are slightly defective. They have slight, imperfections. I try my best to go through and find stuff that is not 100% to par and, not 100% quality for the customer. And those items I sell at a discount. So I did that and that went pretty well. Although one thing that sucked really bad was I wasn't able to upload the entire catalog for all of those items because I was like I said, I was so sick that day that I just uploaded like as many as I could. Luckily, I had some already drafted that I made like months ago. Um, so I'm really glad that I did that because it saved a lot of time and it really came in clutch. And that's a perfect example of being ahead in work. I did have those already drafted, so all I have to do is make the posting active for those reject bin items. So when that's kind of like how I got the idea of being ahead on that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do like that to be ahead, and stay on top of stuff. But yeah, I still have to finish uploading some reject bin items from that drop, but that's okay. It's like a kind of like a secondary thing. The main drop of the normal product is what I'm trying to do, but it's good to have a reject bin sale once a year and let that stuff cycle through. And I try to do it specifically around this time of the year because not all of it will sell out right away, and I try to let it sell out throughout the rest of the quarter, and typically it will all go away. And then we get to the new year and everything's fresh. There isn't like a whole boxes of rejects and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to start off the year new, and have all that gone and have new designs. But yeah, that is basically how this month went. It was really fun and exciting for the beginning of the month, and then as the month was ending, as the drop happened, I just got so sick, and I'm still getting over it. Like, I'm trying to get back into the flow of work, and it's been very difficult. Like yesterday, I was still a little bit sick, and I was just like nauseous, and I just felt just so nauseous. I could barely stand. I only worked like maybe 3 hours, and I went home and just slept. But today I've been here mostly the whole day, so that's been good. Hopefully, I think tomorrow I should be like basically all there. But yeah, I think it was overall a good month besides being sick. If you guys got any value of this video, or if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.